Hi and welcome you to my movie cap review. This time, we will review a movie called Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Mike Myers plays British spy Austin Powers, a world-class playboy and a secret agent from the 1960s, who tries to kill Dr. Evil, his archenemy, in his own nightclub, the Electric Psychedelic Pussycat Swingers Club, in 1967. Having thwarted an ambitious assassination plan, Dr. Evil makes his getaway by cryogenically freezing himself and taking off in a space rocket disguised as a Bob's Big Boy statue. Powers offers to be placed into cryostasis in order to be resurrected upon Dr. Evil's return. 30 years later, in 1997, Evil makes a comeback with fresh intentions to rule the globe. He finds that his henchman, Number 2, has turned Evil's empire into Verticon, an organization worth billions of dollars. Despite his affluence, Dr. Evil makes multiple threats against the world in an attempt to get more money, but he discovers that everything has transpired organically while he is away. In the end, he resorts to his tried and true scheme of stealing nuclear weapons and taking the entire world hostage, and he is told to go after $100 billion. Subsequently, he finds out that Frau Fagina, the villain, created Scott Evil, an adolescent belonging to Generation Y, by using a sample of Evil's semen. Despite Dr. Evil's efforts to foster a deeper relationship with Scott through treatment, Scott harbors resentment toward his father. Following news of Dr. Evil's reappearance, the British Ministry of Defence unfreezes Powers from cryogenic state to battle with his nemesis Dr. Evil, and with the assistance of Agent Vanessa Kensington, Elizabeth Hurley, daughter of his 1960s sidekick, Mrs. Kensington, gets him adjusted to 1997. Powers is unable to win Vanessa over to his charms as he soon realizes that his free love philosophy from the 1960s is out of date with the 1990s. Later, the two encounter Alotta Fagina, the Italian secretary of Number 2, while posing as a married couple in a hotel in Las Vegas. Afterwards, Powers fornicates with her after breaking into her penthouse apartment for reconnaissance. Plans for Dr. Evil's Project Vulcan, which seeks to insert a nuclear weapon into the molten core of the Earth and cause global volcanic eruptions, are found by him. Upon discovering that Powers has returned, Dr. Evil sets out to track him down by building a fleet of alluring female robots, dubbed fembots, who would use their attractiveness to entice Powers before executing him. Austin promises to stick with Vanessa and expresses regret for his liaison with Alotta. Later, the couple breaks into Dr. Evil's headquarters, but random task, one of his goons, captures them. Following his requests to the world, Dr. Evil announces that he would continue with Project Vulcan even after he receives the money. He then sets up a death trap that Powers and Vanessa can easily get out of. While Powers escapes and destroys the fembots by giving them a striptease that so arouse them that their brains explode, he gives her instructions to fetch rescue. Vanessa returns with British forces in the meantime. At the last second, Powers locates the Doomsday gadget and deactivates it. Later, he discovers Dr. Evil in the main chamber with Vanessa being held captive by Alotta Fagina. However, Number 2 shows up, betrays Dr. Evil, and proposes to work with Powers. It appears that Dr. Evil kills Number 2 and escapes back to his rocket, triggering the self-destruct mechanism of the facility. As the lair blows up, Vanessa renders Alotta unconscious and makes off with Powers. Later, Powers and Vanessa get married after they stops the assassin. The couple retires to their balcony. Powers takes out a telescope after noticing a particularly bright star and realizes it's Dr. Evil's cryogenic chamber, where he swears vengeance. The end. Thank you for your viewing and do subscribe and hit the like button if you wanted to see more.